Hello guys, my name is Haroun. Today we're gonna be doing every math quiz for week one. Starting off, when you see isosceles trapezoid and you see this shape, just know that this is equal. This is congruent to this. The bottoms are congruent, so F and J are congruent, and then these two sides are congruent. So F and H and G and J. These are like rules that you're supposed to know. By itself is enough to guarantee that the parallelogram is a rectangle. By itself, its diagonals are congruent and one of its angles are right. Yeah. For this one, let me just show you. Wait. Okay. Imagine y minus 8 was here and there wasn't a half. Then in this case, you would use 22 because it's showing you everything, right? But here they put like a midpoint or whatever, and they only give you one half, and it's cut equally in half because they're saying that this is the midpoint. So that means you cannot cut this in half, so you can make it equal. So this side will have 11, this side will have 11. So you can do y minus 8 is equal to 11. Take 8 to the other side, y is equal to 9. This one, the numbers on the same line, you want to put them on top of each other. So 12 over 3y, and it needs to be like opposite. Put them opposite each other. You can't do like this. Or like, don't do it. Maybe you get it wrong. Is equal to 8 over y plus, what's that? 5. When you cross multiply, you got 12y plus 60 is equal to 24y. Put the variables next to each other. You get 60 is equal to 24y minus 12, which is equal to 12y. Divide by 12 on both sides, you're gonna get y is equal to 5. For this one, we're gonna work with the first fraction, which is 1 minus 1 over u. And then, if you wanna simplify fractions or whatever, you need to put you need to have same denominator. And if you have the same denominator down, then you have to multiply this, like this denominator. You have to multiply numerator and denominator. You're gonna get u minus, no. Let's just do it simple first and then I'll explain. U over u minus 1 over u. Because like 1 and u, they don't match. Like if you put 1 u, like 1 is equal to u. Anyways, you have the same denominator, you can just combine them. U minus 1 over u. Like not u squared, just put these two together and make them 1. And that's the first fraction. For the second fraction, it's the same concept. You need to have the same denominator, so you're gonna multiply up and down by u plus 1 over u plus 1 minus 2 over u plus 1. This is the fraction that we got from this, and then since they have the same denominator, we're gonna combine them. So you're gonna get u plus 1 minus 2 over u plus 1. You can simplify these. It's gonna be u minus 1 because 1 minus 2 is minus 1 over u plus 1. We found both of the denominators. Now we're gonna subtract them because that's what they asked us to do. This big line is subtraction. So u minus 1 over u divided by u minus 1 over u plus 1. KCF, keep change flip, times u plus 1 over u minus 1. You can cancel these two because they're same. U plus 1 over u. That's the answer. And they said u plus blank over u, it's 1. You can tell from your answer. Okay. For this one, they're asking for YF, which is this one. If you want to put numbers over the other number, it needs to be similar. So if you want to put something over YF, it needs to be NL, and they gave us NL here. And we can take MS and XR because they're also similar. See, MS is here, and XR is here. So we can put 35 over 14, and we can put 25, which is NL, over blank, because they're asking for YF, we don't know it, which is X. You can divide by 7, you're gonna get 2 here, and here you divide by 7, you're gonna get 5. You cross multiply, you get 5x is equal to 50, and if you divide by 5, you get x is equal to 10. For this one, product sum rule, whenever you see a number in the middle and it's subtraction, that means that everything is gonna be subtraction. Like when you see like negative, that means it's not gonna be x minus x plus. It's gonna be x minus x minus when you see a negative number in the middle. So here, two numbers that when you multiply, you get 35, but when you add them, you get 12. It's 5 and 7. And as you said, that they're both going to be negative. Negative 5 times negative 7 is 35, because negative times negative is positive. And negative 5 times plus negative 7, when you have two negative numbers, when you add them, and then you take the sign of the bigger number. And the sign of the bigger number is negative. For this one, also they already give you the signs. This is negative and this is positive. What two numbers do you need to multiply to get 30 but add to get 1, which is x? It's 5 and 6. And 6 gets the positive number. Because if you add minus 5 plus 6, you're gonna get 1, which is like also x. Let me just write this neat. But if you put negative number for 6, like plus 5, you're gonna get negative 1 because you take the sign of the bigger number. Same concept for here. Okay, for here, listen. If you have two negative numbers, then that means that you do x minus x plus. But if you have a positive number in the right and one negative number in the middle, then you do the thing I told you. For this one, it's obvious it's 6 and 7. And 7 gets a negative number because it's negative 1, not 1. If it's positive 1, then 7 gets the plus. So it can be positive. Okay, for this one, you have 2a squared plus 10a plus 12. Okay, we're gonna work with everything, okay? So when you get this number, the first thing you should do is GCMF. And here the GCMF is 2. How do you find the GCMF? You do this table without any of the variables or signs, and then you find a number that you can divide with all of these numbers. You can divide 2 with 1, you can divide 2 with 10, it becomes 5, you can divide 2 with 12, it becomes 6, okay? And you can't divide anymore because you can't divide 2 by 1, so the answer is 2, okay? But that's not it, because you need to find, like, let's say, here, you take the sign of the first number. So let's say if this was negative, then it would be negative 2. And if every single variable had a, like let's say if this had a, that means it would be 2 and 2a. But since this doesn't have a originally, then it can't, because a has to be in all of the numbers, and you take the sign of the smallest number. So this is a squared. You don't take a squared. You take a1. You take the one with the smallest sign. Here it's just 2, and then you put the original numbers in parentheses. You divide them by 2. You get a squared plus 5a plus 6. And then after you do this, you can do the product sum rule. Two numbers you multiply to get you multiply to get 6, but add to get 5. It's obviously 2 and 3. So a plus 2, a plus 3. They're both addition, so you can just add for both of them. So we found the numerator of the first fraction. We put over. For here, you do the product sum rule. Two numbers you multiply to get 4, but you add to get 3. It's 1 and 4. A plus 4, a minus 1. Because if you multiply 4 and negative 1, you get negative 4, which is this number. But if you add 4 and negative 1, you get positive 3. Like 4 minus 1 is just 3. So we found a plus 4, a minus 1. Okay. We found the first fraction, and then it's multiplied by this perfect square a minus 1, a plus 1, over. You should know what perfect square is already. A plus 2. You don't do anything to this because you can't. You can simplify a plus 2 and a plus 2. A minus 1 with a minus 1. You're left with and the 2 here for the GCMF. You're left with 2a plus 3, a plus 1, over a plus 4. They gave you all of this. You're just asking for what this one is, and it's obviously 3. This one's easy. The product sum rule, number that you can add. And you said, remember, if it's in the middle and it's negative and this is positive, not negative. this is negative in the middle and there's positive on the right, then it's both a subtraction, okay? So it's m minus 1 over 2m minus 3, 2m plus 3, perfect square, but there's a number after before the m. If there was no, it would be m minus 3, m plus 3, but here you just put 2 before the m, so 2m minus 3, 2m plus 3, divided by, let's do GCMF first, keep change flip, so keep this fraction, change the sign and flip the fractions. You can't really do anything with here, so now you can simplify m minus 1, 2m minus 3, 2m minus 3. You're left with m minus 1 over 2m plus 3. They're asking what the box is, it's 1. Okay, for this one, if you see, let's see, like 10 over 23, and you see this square root over all of the fractions, what you can do to make it simpler is just do this. Okay, we're gonna do that for here, so it's gonna be 2, 7, and then since you can't have a radical in the denominator, you're gonna multiply by radical 7 down. What this does is it cancels the radical for both, and it cancels the 7, like just think of it like that. So you'll be left with 7 down alone. So let's say it was like negative 2 and negative 200, okay? You can't have radical down here, so you're gonna multiply by radical 200. It will just cancel this number and cancel these two radicals, and you're left with 200 alone. So like just think of it like that. It doesn't make sense, but it's what's like, you know. So we have 7 down because we did the rule, and then here it's gonna be radical 14 because we multiply by radical 7. So the A is 14. This question, I don't know it. You have to ask one of your friends. But it's LCD, like I can do it, but it's just way too long, and like it gets complicated, and I'll probably get it wrong, and I'll probably spend like a long time on it. Okay, I said this before. When you have equal to 0, forget the denominator. You work with this. So 2x squared minus 18x is equal to 0. Do the GCMF of this. It's 2x because, as we said, you can divide by 2, and you can also divide by 2 here, and you can also divide by 2 here, and they both have x. So we can take x and we take the smallest power, so it's 2x, and then we put these in parentheses, the numbers. We put these numbers in parentheses, the original ones, and you divide it by the GCMF. You get 2x x, because when you divide this, you cancel one x from here, and you cancel the whole x from here, and you cancel 2 and 2, minus 9. Okay, if you replace this with 9, like don't replace x with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you replace this with 9, it's automatically, even here, you have to replace every x with 9. But even if you do replace this with 9, it will become 18. If you replace this with 9, it's going to be 9 minus 9, which is 0. And then if we multiply these two, anyways, it's going to be 0. And we want it to be 0, so the answer is 9, because you replace the x with 9. Okay. First, what you do here is you can multiply these two, this and this. You can have 22 radical 48 times radical 5 over radical 12. Simplify the radicals. So how I simplify is I do the table. Divide by 2, you get 24. Keep dividing by the lowest number. Divide by 2, you get 12. Divide by 2, you get 6. Divide by 2, you get 3. And divide by 3, you get 1. You divide by the lowest number. Because since you can divide 3 by 3, you get 1. You can't divide anymore when you reach 1. What we have here is how much 2's we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 2's. So it's going to be 2 to the power 4 times 3. And there's a trick that, listen, if you want to take your this stays in radical, right? Because we got it from 48 and it was in radical. If you have a power with an even number, then you take it out of the radical and you divide by 2. So let's say it was 2 squared times 3 radical. We're going to take this out and divide the power by 2. And since it's 2, it just becomes nothing outside. So it's going to be 2 radical 3. The same thing for here. We take this out, we divide by 2. What does it become? 2 squared radical 3. Okay? And then that just be 4 because 2 squared is 4. 4 radical 3. So it's 22 times 4 radical 3, because since the radical is outside, you can multiply it with the, like, let's say this is just becoming what? This is becoming 4 radical 3. Okay? And you can multiply them because it's outside. So if you multiply them, you're gonna get 88. And then you still have radical 12 here. You can't simplify radical 5, but you can simplify radical 12. Divide by the lowest number. You keep dividing by the lowest number until you get 1. Okay? When you get 1, stop. You have 2 2's, so it's 2 to the power of 2 times 3. And when we said is and it has radicals, we put the radical back, and we said if you have a number with an even power, you can take it out and divide by 2. Okay, so now we take this out, divide by 2, it's just gonna be 2 outside the radical, and then radical 3. Take this out and divide by 2. Let me just give another example. Imagine it was 216 times 3 in the radical. You take this out because it's an even number. You divide by 2. It's going to be 2, 8 radical 3. And then you simplify. Like you do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 8 times. So you can get the actual number. Now here what can we do? We can divide 2 and 88. This becomes 44. Yeah. And then we multiply the radicals together. It will become radical 15 over radical 3. And then you can just divide by radical 3. Divide by radical 3. You're gonna... It's different for division and multiplication, okay? So it doesn't actually become 3. It's different. You got... or like... I don't know. In this case, it's different. I'm not sure if I did multiplication or... Anyways, you're gonna get 4 radical 5 after you divide these. Because 15 divided by 3 is 5. 44 radical 5. Okay guys, let me just try solving this one, because I feel like people get confused, okay? Okay, for this you want the least common like denominator or something. Okay, you want to make these denominators the same. The most thing they can be like equal to is 12, because this can't be 8. This can't be you know what I mean, right? This can only be 12 and this can only be 12. They can't be anything else that's the same. So how you do that is you need to multiply this by 3y, because this is y squared, right? You want it to be y squared also, and you want it to be 12. So you want to multiply this by 3y, and you need to multiply this by 2y minus 1, because you want this to be also y, like it needs to be similar, right? So if you do that, the common denominator will be y 12y squared, y minus 1, and they actually gave it here. But since you multiplied down by those numbers, you need to multiply up by those numbers. And we multiplied by 3y. So we multiply 3y by everything. You're going to get 3y squared plus 3y over 12y squared, y minus 1. You do that for the other one too. This one we multiplied by 2, y minus 1. So this is going to be 10. Y minus 1. So it's going to be 10y minus 1 plus 10y minus 1 over the thing. As we said that if we have the same denominator, we can just put them together, combine them. So we're going to combine them. Oh my god. 3y squared. Okay. 12y squared, y minus 1 over 3y squared plus 3y plus 10 y minus 1. I think we're doing it right. Oh yeah, okay, we're doing it right. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Multiply by 2, right? Y minus 1. I'm confused. Is it like we simplify? Like. Wait 1 second. Okay, I got it. We're gonna distribute this. So it's gonna be 3y squared plus 3y plus 10y minus 10, and then we can just add these together. It's gonna be 13y, so 3y squared plus 13y minus 10. So the answer is 13y because they want this one. Okay, for this one, we like when you see three numbers, what you want to do is you want to find the GCMF, but in this one you can't because there's no GCMF. So we're gonna take these, the first and the last number, and then we're gonna focus on trying to get this middle number. Okay, like what we need to do is get this middle number, find it, and we're gonna use the multiples of these, the first and the last numbers. It's like this. These are the multiples of it. This one is 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 5 times 4, and so on. You guys see that there's 5 years, so we know that we're gonna use 5 times 4 because in 6 there's nothing that you can multiply by 5. So it's guaranteed that we're gonna use this. So we just need to know what to use here. We're gonna do let's start with 6. Let's start with 6x minus 5 and 1x plus 4. You're gonna get minus 5, 24. Okay, no, this one is wrong. Let's try 3x minus 5, 2x plus 4. No, it's gonna be wrong. 2x minus 5, 3x plus 4. Okay, we got it. So we do the smiley method. We multiply the closest numbers and the farthest numbers by each other. So this times this is minus 15x, and this plus this times this is 8x. And since we're gonna add these two together, this cancels out because negative. You get minus 7x because negative 15x plus 8x is minus 7x if you do it. So this is the answer: 2x minus 5, 3x plus 4. Okay. For this one, let's write it down. 5p3q negative 5, and then you wanna put it all to the power of 2. Okay, guys. First, I want to say that numbers are different than powers. So if you put a number to the power of 2, it's gonna be 4 times 4. But if you because 4 to the power of 2, 4 times 4. But if you put a power to 2, it's just multiplying the number by 2. So this is gonna be 8. This is gonna be minus 4. This is gonna be minus 10. This is gonna be 6. Okay, so we know that. So it's gonna be, if you power everything to do, 16, because 4 times 4 is 16. P 4 or minus 4 because 2 times negative 2 is minus 4, and Q 8 over 5 times 5 is 25. P 6 Q minus 10. The numbers that have negative, we flip them. We take them up, or like this one, we take it down. Okay? So it's gonna be, and then when you take them up, like let's say this is 10, Q minus 10, it's gonna be Q plus 10. And this one's gonna be 4 plus 6. So it's 16, Q 18, and down is P 10. We found the thing. Now they just want 25P what? Oh, I forgot about 25. It's 25P10. Okay, for the last question. Okay, this one you do the GCMF. Here the GCMF is 2. Let me show you how. Let's start by dividing by 2. Divide by 2, you get 3, 5, and 2. You can't divide by anything else because you can't divide 2 by 3 or you can't divide 2 by 5. So the GCMF is 2, but it's not 2 because we take the sign of the first number. So it's negative 2 for now. And then, do all of these have x? No, only 2 of them. But all of them have y. So we can use y and then we take the y with the smallest power, which is 1. So negative 2y. And then we take all of the original numbers, put them in parentheses. Divide them all by minus 2y. You get negative times negative positive, so 3. And then it's x squared because these two cancel. And for the other one, it's minus because negative positive. 5xy because we don't have an x, so the x stays the same and we cancel one of the y's. And then for this one, also negative 2y squared because we cancel 1 and this becomes 2. Okay, we found this number. Now we do what we did last time. We take the 1 and like there's 1 times 3 here only, and then there's here 1 times 2. So let's do like 1 times 1x plus 1, 3x plus 2 or something. No, 1x plus 2, 3x minus 1. How do I know what signs to put? Because I told you they give it to us here. Oh, but first you need to put this thing. 2, negative 2y. Oh, they already gave us y. So we just put negative 2. And then we check if this is equal to the number in the middle, which was, I forgot. Why did I erase it? I don't know. It's gonna be 6x and then minus 1. Yeah, it's correct. It's not minus, because 6 minus... is it this one? I forgot the number. Wait. Okay, this is the correct answer. Let's just submit to see if we got anything wrong. You just keep on doing it and have until you... Okay, we got something wrong. $19. Why did I put 9? 5. Why 51? Okay, anyways. Thank you guys so much. These were just typos, I promise. You can just go back and watch. This was supposed to be 19, not 9. And it's supposed to be 5. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you do good in diagnostic. You need to get above 85%. If you don't, they need to keep on doing it over and over again, and then they will have to like make you do it in the break, or no, in Saturday. So be careful. Inshallah, you do good. Bye.